Hi, my name is Josh Higley, and my audience today is my wife, Corey Ann.
Hello.
This is my speech of occasion for Student Development 150. Happy, not satisfied. These are words that I have come to know recently, even though I may not truly understand their meaning just yet. It's a phrase used by my high school band director, Daniel Morrison. He was a great inspiration to me in high school, and he continues to be an inspiration in my life today. I remember many times in high school when a task put before me in band it just seemed insurmountable. But Mr. Morrison would come along and share words of encouragement or just encourage us with good words and faith. I hope that as I share some of my experiences that you too will be able to learn a little bit from Mr. Morrison's words, example, and actions. Mr. Morrison is a trumpet player from Chicago, Illinois. I don't know exactly why he decided to teach high school band in Texas, but I'm grateful that he did. My experience in Ronald Reagan High School marching band was very informative and helped me to become the person that I am today. As a trumpet player myself, Mr. Morrison liked to spend a lot of time with us to help us to make sure that we were playing our parts correctly. And whenever we played something wrong, he would help us and encourage us to try again and try harder to be able to hit the notes that we needed to and play the parts correctly. Eventually, though, I realized that my days as a trumpet player were numbered. I went to Mr. Morrison and I asked and told him that I wasn't a very good trumpet player and that I felt inadequate. And he had me play for him, and he asked questions about what I was struggling with and asked what I enjoyed about being a trumpet player. Towards the end of our discussion there, he went and he grabbed a tuba. And he brought the tuba to me and told me to just play the best that I could. And as I started to play, a smile broke out on his face, like the sun breaking through the clouds after a terrible storm. We both soon realized that that I had a lot more natural talent and skill for tuba playing. His words of encouragement to keep trying at the trumpet turned to words of encouragement to pursue a career as a tuba player. Although these words of encouragement were a great help to me as a growing boy, I've come to appreciate his example more and more. When Mr. Morrison started his position as an assistant band director, he was a very young man, not much older than the seniors. He had to wear his employee badge whenever he was walking around the school, otherwise teachers would yell at him and tell him to get back into class. But 2 years after becoming a band director, he knew and he recognized that an undergraduate degree wasn't the end of his schooling career. He enrolled in an online master's program, and even though he was continuing his position teaching us as an assistant band director, he continued to pursue furthering his education. It was inspirational to see all the work that he was putting into us, but all the work that he was putting in furthering his education. His inspiring example hasn't stopped since I left high school. I follow him on Instagram and I see the progress that he is still making. He is now the head band director at my alma mater and has started his own brand, Happy, Not Satisfied. He describes this brand as a lifestyle that promotes the pursuit of continuous growth and the joy that comes from it. Even though he had not yet made this slogan, I definitely saw this work ethic in the way that he pushed us and the way that he continues to push his students. My sophomore year, we had the opportunity to compete in the national marching band level. We went to Indianapolis and we competed against 95 of the country's best bands. We went and after many long competitions, we placed 11th. 5 years later, with Mr. Morrison as the head band director, they returned to the same competition and were awarded 7th place. He recognized that as we put in the work required to be successful, that success would come as a byproduct of that work. Rather than setting goals to achieve and doing everything we can to achieve those goals, it is better to work hard day in and day out. As we do this, we can then achieve those great goals. Through his words, his example, and his actions, I've learned so much about life from Mr. Morrison. I've learned a better work ethic. I've learned that success comes through hard work and dedication, and that I may not be good at everything I try, but I can find things that I can excel at. Mr. Morrison is an amazing influence in my life, and I hope that you have learned a thing or two from the little that I've been able to share about him.